I'd like to show you my experience of brewing a version of a traditional Finnish lemon mead. Being the thrifty guy that I tend to be, I've long imagined brewing my own beer. I mean, I like to have beer, but man, I don't like to pay for it. So with that in the back of my mind, I was browsing the internet a while back, looking for something to do with a surplus of lemons. And what I came upon was a traditional Finnish drink called Sima. No, not Zima. Nobody really drinks that stuff. Sima. S-I-M-A. Now in Finland, it's traditional to have Sima on Meade, May 1st. Given the fact that we've got a birthday in our circle, and, well, we're pretty close to May 1st, I figured what better opportunity to give it a shot. Now most of the recipes I was able to find for Sima make a very mildly alcoholic drink, like 0.5% or so. I wanted to make this a little bit more of a grown-up drink, so I dug a little deeper and I found a recipe that's going to kick it up a bit. This is going to be about 5.5, maybe 6%, depending upon the conditions and how long I leave it. Now at this point I would like to make a bit of a disclaimer. I have titled this Viking Brew. I make no claim of its actual historical validity. I don't know if any Vikings actually drank this drink. I have seen it called so in a book. I like the way that it sounds and I think that it's going to make it taste better. Now with that all out of the way, let's get cracking. The brewing process for this stuff is quite simple, which of course only adds to the appeal. For every 2 quarts of water, you add a half a cup of honey and 1 cup of brown sugar. I've got 6 quarts in here right now, so I've got a cup and a half of honey and 3 cups of brown sugar. Boil the water and pour in your ingredients. Stir till it's all completely dissolved, then turn off the heat and add 3 lemons, thinly sliced. Next we need to cool it down, and the quicker the better. So, into an ice bath it goes. We're going to cool it down to room temperature. Okay, now that I've got it cooled down to Arizona room temperature, 93 degrees, which is plenty cool enough to avoid killing my yeast, which is the next step. So, for every 2 quarts of water, I've got 1/8 of a teaspoon of regular old bread yeast. I have Red Star bread yeast here. So I've got it in some water, some lukewarm water to kind of dissolve it, and now it's going into the mix. Now I see what I think is going to be my first problem. I think I may regret using this carboy to do this brew. All these lemon slices have got to go in there with it, and then 24 hours later they've got to come back out. So I'm going to scoop them out of my pot here and stuff them into the carboy, and I haven't yet figured out just how I'm going to get them back out. If I can do this. There's got to be a better way. The ants are definitely going to love me. Now I'm going to make another batch that same size for a grand total of 3 gallons. I'm going to pour it in there, and I'm going to leave it alone for 10 days. Well, with the exception of trying to fish all those lemon peels out tomorrow. I knew there was a better way.
Suppose you had a better idea.